It's the Epiphone 339 Pro in a gorgeous Pelham Blue. Could ya? Would ya? We'll find out together today, right here on Geargasms. Hi everybody, welcome to Geargasms. I'm your host, Alan Barnes. Today, I have with me this beautiful Epiphone ES 339 Pro with P90's. We're going to learn all about this beautiful guitar in just a second, but first, if you're new to the channel, I'd like to ask you to like and subscribe. This channel is kind of like Applebee's. If you're at Applebee's, number one, you ain't eating good. Number two, it ain't in your neighborhood. It's over by the dying mall. Celebrating mediocrity. You've seen this on the channel before. In fact, I think the first year that Geargasms was on YouTube, this thing had its own video. Got a lot of views. Got a lot of hate. And that hate was deserved. Why? Because, first of all, I didn't know what I was doing demoing a guitar then, and I probably still don't. But I didn't really focus on what makes this thing great. I just plugged it in and did stupid high gain stuff on it. Of course, this beauty here is a standard Les Paul scale, 24.75 inches. It has a Graphtec new bone nut. Not the old bone, it's a new bone. I'm looking for a new bone, baby. Just this beautiful, beautiful Pelham Blue. You can see the sparkle in it, and with that antique sort of binding. Those lovely F-holes. You want to know what the arch top's made of? It is just laminated maple. Very, very comfortable, hand-rolled, well-done C-shaped neck. It is just glorious. The frets are kind of narrow, tall, a little more vintage. They're not very Les Paul feeling. Back to the front, of course, you got your two volumes, two tones, just like a Les Paul. Three-way switch down here, and I really love it down there. It is just so nice. You got the logo of shame right here on the pick guard, and I made people mad when I said that in the first video, but to be fair, I don't think they really knew me. I don't have to be ashamed of it. Epiphone's just a good at blah, blah, blah. Ain't nobody ashamed of it. But you got that on your pick guard on your guitar, people gonna know you're poor, bro. Now we're gonna be running this through the orange on clean, dirty, and high gain, and same thing, we're gonna do the same thing on the Marshall, just so you can hear how these pickups interact differently with different kinds of amps. That's super important when you're evaluating whether or not a P90 is for you. But enough of my talking, let's get right into it. These P90s combined with the hollow body, P90s are less spiky to me than regular single coils anyway, certainly like this bridge position versus a Strat. It just doesn't have that bite, and that's a good thing. If you want to pump your cousin and play the kind of music that she likes, you can still do that on this. Aww. Let's go to the middle and do that same thing. You can still hear the brightness, but I'm using the orange, by the way. You can see it in this shot. You see that? That's the orange, clean channel, tones pretty much at noon, just a little bit of spring reverb. But you can get all that. there's that neck pickup. Did you hear that? You can hear, I mean, when you push it. So if you think the P90's can't push a clean tone a little bit, they can. Turn the channel volume up a little bit just to get a little bit of a crunch. And again, like with the middle. To get a little woofy. That's where P90's don't really hold up in that middle place. Woofy. Not Woofy Van Halen. Woofy, like, not good. Let's hear some of that glassy middle position. That was middle position. Neck. See if we can get a little more gain out of this. Neck. Big difference, and still, again, just a little woofy there, but that's kind of like the max kind of crunch, kind of. Try that in the middle. Let's talk about P90's, and I'm not really sure I could tell you the exact difference. Back when I had really hated single coils was like a skinny, ugly girl you knew in school. Hello? I'm not interested in her. So why in the world would I be interested in her fat sister?
Sexy time.
But let me tell you something, when you get older, you realize them skinny gals and them chunky gals, they got a little something extra that maybe you didn't know about back then. And oh, that metaphor is so ugly in 2022, but I'm gonna go with it because I'm old. Now, if you're frustrated with the last segment, I didn't play with the tone controls, I know. So you want to hear the tone, all right. D chord bridge pickup.
Naughty, naughty, you teasing me.
Turn all the way back.
Naughty.
It's not terrible. Very musical, usable tone controls. You want it on the middle, all right. Both halfway back. Both tones all the way down. Really neck all the way. Halfway. Zero way. Oh, that neck pickup. Oh, that sounded good like that, didn't it? It did. Don't lie, it did. But it would bite, man. there it is. Yeah, don't you love that as a guitar player where you're like, that's not it, that's not it. And then you hit something and you're like, whoa, that's it. This is the tone I would probably use if I was gigging this song with a band. Now that's where, again, that neck pickup, a little woofy. Could be the orange too. The orange, I want to say the wrong thing and make the orange people mad. A lot of times the gain full on the orange without like a pedal underneath it, it sounds more fuzz than it does distortion. Which explains its popularity among the genres that it's popular among. Can I speak in circles? Can I speak in circles? That middle position, it just gets me every time. Let's turn up the gain on the old orange. Let's max this song, bitch.
This is your mom.
That sounded like a Vox, did it not? It sure as hell did. It turned into feedback. Let's do some neck. Bridge. It won't do that. Alrighty, we switched over here to the old Marshall DSL 100. But we did something earlier on the orange that sort of same thing. We're here more on the Marshall Crunch. Have that boxy kind of thing because it's a Marshall. Let's hear these pretty pickups with a little bit of echo on it. Now you hear on the neck pickup here in the Marshall with the crunch, it's not quite as glassy as the orange. So a really important thing to understand here is a lot of times deciding whether you like a guitar or not, the amp. The amp can make so much difference. I have a fair number of amps here, I'm blessed with that, and some guitars, they sound really good through some amps, and then I plug them into other amps, and I'm like, oh, I hate this guitar. It ain't the guitar, it's the amp. A little bit of boost. So what I'm trying to demonstrate here, though, although I'm doing it poorly, is, you know, underpowered pickups like we've talked about before. You can use a clean boost. That'll get you part of the way, but this thing is not going to chug. That woofy thing again. That's not the tone that I would use for that. Didn't like it as much as the orange. Kind of boxy, don't like it. Let's go over to the high gain. All right, so we're getting really woolly there. You know, people say, oh, P90s can do anything. That's not true. P90s do what they do. And you can love what they do, or you can not love what they do, but they are what they are. And can I speak more in circle? All right, we're on high gain channel in the Marshall. Gain is at about 1030. Not very high at all. That neck pickup. Try the clean boost on this. Without. With. Let's throw that boost on some lead. Neck pickup with the boost. A little bit of delay. Now remember, we're running through a Marshall, pretty dirty, with a boost. That ain't metal to me. That ain't no metal from anywhere I ever been. Let's see what we can do. One of these knobs. Ultra gain. Let's take the gain to frickin' 3 o'clock. And we know it gets ugly here. All right, I like it better already, surprisingly enough, and I have less hiss. How about that? Less hiss. Let's hear that neck pickup sound. See, you still can't do this. I will say though, I like this a million times better than with the gain pulled back and a clean boost. That seems to be the secret sauce for these here, but you know, and surprisingly it's not loud in here, but surprisingly I'm not getting a whole lot of feedback. Will it chug? It will not chug. Well, what did we learn today? We learned that with clean tones and really low breakup tones, this thing is incapable of producing a bad sound. It just sounds glorious, even when I'm playing it. We also learned that for some reason, a mid-gain with a clean boost over on the orange really made this thing sound so killer. It sounded like a punch in the face kind of big who voxy kind of sound. But when we did the same thing on the Marshall, it just sounded like a lazy fart. And finally, but perhaps most importantly, what we learned about this guitar, especially when we're talking about just the pickups, P90's ain't gonna chug. They ain't. They ain't never gonna. You ain't gonna be able to make them chug. I don't care what you run them through. They ain't gonna chug. As always, I thank you for the time that you spend with the channel. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I know you got some ratty ass, embarrassing, freeloader, moochy friends that you could tell about Geargasms. You know they're gonna fit in here.
That's racist!
Buy a t-shirt, buy a mug, buy a pillow, put it on. Send me a picture of you in it. For the love of God, I want to make you famous. Whatever you do in the next 7 days, don't tell Josh Kishka about it. That boy's a two-time thief. He stole Robert Plant's voice and Bob Dylan's hair.
Yeah, but see, everybody ready.
But play more guitar. Watch less of this and keep coming back here week after week for more Geargasms.